Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my top 5 beauty picks for August. So, first of all, I'm going to start with this product here. This is the Physicians Formula Youthful Wear Spotless Concealer. Now, I've used this in a couple of my videos now, but I use this on a day-to-day basis. The reason for this is it is quite a light coverage, so if you're someone who suffers really badly from dark under eye circles, I don't think this is going to work for you. But I don't have the darkest under eye circles, so I can get away with using a slightly lighter coverage concealer under there. And not just that, but the reason I really love this is that it sits so beautifully under the eyes. If you watch my Physicians Formula First Impressions, I zoomed in on my under eyes after applying this and it just looked like my skin, but obviously with a little bit of coverage to it, and it did sit beautifully on the skin. So it's a great everyday concealer for me. If I'm not wearing foundation but I just want to add a little something under the eyes, then this is the product I will use. You can put it on spots. It doesn't give the most coverage for spots, but if you're someone who just wants to, but if you've got some kind of little blemish that's not going to take too much to cover it, then this will work. Okay, another face product I've been loving is this RMS Beauty powder. Reason I love this is it sits beautifully on the skin. It does not change the colour of the concealer or the foundation underneath it. Some powders, especially I find with loose powders like this, can make the concealer or foundation oxidize, so it looks a bit more orange, a bit darker than it did originally when you first applied it. This doesn't do that. Also, because it is loose, I find it helps soak up my oils better. I'm someone who has a very oily T-zone. The rest of my skin is relatively normal, so I've got a normal to oily skin. And I just find with loose powders in particular, it really helps soak up the oil, and it just helps my makeup stay in place all day long. It's also green beauty, which is bonus. A little bit goes a very long way, which I love as well, so you're not going to run out anytime soon. And yeah, I love this powder a lot. So I don't often mention brow products in my favourite videos because I tend to, I switch it up quite a lot, and I kind of, because brows are something I do almost every day, I kind of forget about them, if that makes sense. But this product I picked up again, I started using again this month, and I absolutely love it. I forgot how much I loved it, and I really actually could do with getting a new one. This is the Freedom Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. This is the one I've had for I've had it for over a year now. Like I said, sometimes I'll just be in the mood for a brow product, and then next time I'll switch to my my Sleek Stylist brow thing, or sometimes I'll use a powder. It just depends on the mood I'm in, and then I tend to stick with this for like a month or so. But the reason I love this is I find, in comparison to the the powder and the brow stylist, I find I can create hairlight strokes easier with this, especially with a really small angled brush. For example, the Luxie 215 small angled brush I find works really well, and it glides onto skin really easily as well, and I find I can alter the pressure much easier when I've got a brush in my hand, as opposed to with this, as opposed to when I'm using powder or if I'm using a stylist. So I can create a much more natural brow, which I really like. And like I said, brow pomades I find almost the easiest to work with out of the brow formulas and finishes you can get. So I recently tried out the Bee brow pomade and really enjoyed that as well. But yeah, for some reason I picked this up again. I've been using it a lot and I absolutely love this pomade. Okay, so the next product is a lip product. Again, it's a recent discovery, but I really love it. It's very comfortable on the lips, and it's this here. This is the Bee Beauty. It's a collaboration with Cassie Lomas liquid lipsticks in All About Me. It's just a very simple nude colour. It kind of has a peach undertone to it, which is kind of my kind of nude. But I think I mentioned when I tested this out, if you're someone who can't do really dry liquid lipsticks, I can. I don't mind if it's really matte, really drying. I know it's going to last. But if you're someone who can't do that, this is a really comfortable formula. This is actually a velvet matte liquid lip, so it doesn't completely dry down. There's no stickiness to anything like that, but there is some movement with it. So there is a little bit of transfer, and it won't last as long as some of the really drying matte liquid lipsticks. But it's going to be comfortable on your lips, and again, it's a really beautiful colour, perfect for every day. I think I used it in Tuesday's video, and yeah, it's kind of my kind of nude. The peach undertones are what I really like in nudes for me. Easy to use, it's got a nice angled doe foot applicator, which I think kind of makes applying easier because you can kind of really follow your lip line as well. And like I said, it doesn't dry completely, so it makes it a lot more comfortable on the lips as well. I do have another colour in the shade 90s. It's a beautiful red colour, which I absolutely love, but nude is what I wear almost every day, so this has definitely been a beautiful liquid lipstick to have in my collection, so I've really been loving that one. Okay, and the final product is actually something to completely take off my makeup. I have been trying to, as you know, I've been trying to sort out my, I was going to say acne problem. I don't think I do have an acne problem, because I've only got like 4 or 5 spots on my chin, but they are reoccurring spots. And a lot of you've been amazing at giving me skin recommendations and stuff like that, and I have got a few Green Beauty skincare products on the way, as I feel like I'm just going to go all natural with my skincare now, just to really help my spots out and stuff like that, hopefully. So something that I have been loving at the moment, this is something actually that's been in my skin routine a lot, but I just want to mention it because I think it's a really great product, and it is coconut oil. This really helps break down makeup, liquid lipsticks, liquid eyeliners, mascaras. It really breaks it down really well. It can feel a little greasy afterwards, but I go in, I do double cleanse. So the other cleanse I've been using is from B Beauty from Superdrug. So I'll go in with this first, really take everything off, and then just to remove any excess off and to kind of get the oiliness off from this, I go in with the B cleanser, just do like a second cleanse anyway, and just, yeah, help remove some of that oiliness. You can it kind of doesn't feel greasy, but it kind of does feel like that after you've used it. But this is perfect because it is a completely natural product, so that's why I really love it for take off my makeup. I know not everyone gets on well with coconut oil, so it depends on your skin whether this works for you, but for me this is great. I love it. This is actually a brand new jar ready for when my old one finishes. I really love this to take off my makeup. It really breaks down the toughest of makeup and just helps remove it. So I put this all on and then get damp cotton pad and just wipe it all off, and then like I said, I'll go in with the B cleanser just to do a double cleanse to make sure my skin is thoroughly clean. But I have got actually Green Beauty natural skincare on the way to me to have a play with it, and hopefully that might help sort out my skin issues as well. So that is my top 5 beauty picks for August. Let me know what your favourites have been throughout the month of August, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.